Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more of the meta. So I'm going to be rolling with a defensive scheme here. This game, I ran into a guy that ran a lot of trip sets, but in particular he played a lot of empty. And I'll be, really honest with you guys. I don't like running against empty. Empty could be a huge problem when you're playing on defense. It could be difficult to stop empty sets, and you're going to see some adjustments that I did to catch this guy off guard because he was pretty good at empty. He was pretty good with running his scheme. So he's using the 49ers. Obviously, I've been rolling with the Baltimore Ravens as my team online, base line, and then with my option defense, I always do conservative. This guy was a scrambler with his quarterback, so you're going to see him breaking down my defense right there. And he comes out of gun tray. And typically what I like to do is come out of a base play, which is going to be this linebacker cross 3, show 2. And what I've decided now as I go into my games, I'm just going to use coverage and play the sticks. So what I did is essentially zoned up my linebackers, and then I'm going to go ahead and use this guy right here and play sticks. And I just want to see what my opponent likes to do. I don't want to give anything over the top. He tries running right there. I go ahead and tackle him for a 3-yard gainer. So that actually does that. And he actually no huddles. So now I shift my line off to the left a little bit just to give myself some more leverage as he tries to run again. But I still play, I think I went ahead and basically played the sticks and just zoned all my linebackers and said, okay, let's just see what you got. All right, here he's got a little whip route on the back side and throws right into my corner flat right there, my quarter guy right there, and actually get him to a 3rd and 7. So now he jumps into empty base flex, and I was kind of scrambling on what I wanted to do with this guy, so I figured I'm just going to go into the dollar defense and just play, the safeties coming down to the box, switching into a different defense. I had a cover 3 version of this, and I think what I did is a cross man to number 3 wide receiver. And all I really want to do is try to protect the seam and just see what he likes to do with this formation. In this, I've got basically the one guy, the blitzer coming from the other side, crossing over. He gets picked up on the crossover blitz because they don't set that up correctly. But he actually checks it down to slant that actually gets released right there with McCaffrey, and he gets himself a nice little first down. So really easy progression, easy read. Now I jump into cover 6 just to change things up. I want to get another defender in that area. I'm going to use this mid read. And I think what I did is I put that outside defender right here into, I think what I was trying to do is put him into a soft squat. But one of the problems if you have a mid read, he'll still play a clod flat out here. And with the safety down, if he does do some type of a streak route right here, that he can hit this route. So the smart thing to do is actually go ahead and put this guy into a soft squat, just so you can protect the seam. And then I'm going to go ahead and blitz this guy just so I can activate that soft squat. So let's see if I get that adjustment. I do have a soft squat in there, but I did not activate. It still was in a mid read, and you can see how this defender just kind of stuck. And he does give this guy kind of a pocket that he could throw to, but this guy did not see it. I think he was going off to the left. He's got a crossing route underneath right here, and this is basically what this guy was doing. He's hitting a lot of crossing routes, but he wasn't going vertical with his routes, so he wasn't hitting things in the seams. He was doing a lot of crossing routes underneath stuff, and everybody has kind of like what they feel comfortable with, how they read and make progressions. Now I jump into a cover 2 version of this, which is going to have seam protection, and basically I'm supposed to blitz my defensive line down, but I don't get that adjustment in, and you can see what happens is these guys kind of fall back in the coverage, and he's essentially got all day. There's nobody rushing this guy at all, and I try to protect against a little spot route. He takes Purdy out and scrambles. Now if he had a faster wide quarterback, that could have been more of a problem, but you can see this guy, if he didn't like the look and the coverage went deep, he was going to go jump into a different variation of it. So right here I jump into cover 6 really quick, and it actually hits me over the screen, but fortunately for me, I've got this defender right here that is coming to the screen. You can see there's blockers set up. He's rolling to the screen size. Usually if you roll, you want to roll away from the screen to not get yourself stuck up. So that was just a bad decision for him. He tries doing screen on me a couple different times, and it doesn't work out that well. So right here, I go, I think, into cover 6 once again as a quick adjustment. He actually does an little inside run. I have a lag in with the gameplay. and he gets himself in a 3rd and 9 situation. So now I go ahead and man up against this guy. I'm going to hit him with a double A gap. But take a look at this in this type of situation. Where's my defender? There's nobody over there. I have no defender over there, and I just saw this, and I'm like, oh, I got to get over there. Yeah, I know that if he's coming up the line of scrimmage, he doesn't see a defender over here. I'm going to get toasted. So I just quickly took a timeout. I didn't want to go ahead and deal with this at all, put myself in position, so I took a timeout. The defense was broken, so I'm just going to go ahead and check out of this, basically go into a base defense and just hit this guy with some kind of a base defense. So let's see what I jump into. I think I'm in the cross man, and I manned up the three wide receiver guy right there. He's got a little angle route underneath, and he takes off with Purdy once again. He's got a little crossing route. The ball just carries on him. That actually was not a bad read, not a bad decision. It's just a ball carry, so he just didn't get it in there. So 4th and 9 situation. I think this is where I dial this guy up with a cross man show 2 blitz, and I just said, okay, I'm gonna blitz you. In this type. Actually, no, I didn't blitz him. This is where I didn't blitz him, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna beat me. So I went ahead with the coverage again, basically dropping these guys into zones. I'm thinking playing the sticks, and I'm saying if you want to throw underneath, that's fine, but you got to get basically 9 yards. But I'm not going to allow you to go ahead and do anything over the top. And what he did, he had set up. He had basically a couple of clear outs. He had some clear out routes right here, clearing out. He had a post, and then he had a slant on the backside, and there was a little gap in the coverages right there. I had to let that guy go, but you can see Samuel was able to go and get a nice little completion for his first down. So that was good for him. And a little learning lesson. I'm like, okay, I can give this guy any kind of time in these pressure situations. So right here, basically same situation. I've got some guys manned up. He was doing some dumb stuff with the screen. He was running to the screen side. He actually, maybe this is the reason he did the screen side, is because he can throw that deep crosser. He does not come down with it. Usually those other routes and screens and slip screens are not as easy as throw. It's just like they seem like they're very erratic. So you're forced to throw the screen. You can see right here he goes back to it again. I'm following the crosser right there. He actually takes off this quarterback. So this guy was doing a lot of like unconventional plays, trying to break things down, running the quarterback. Probably should have a better quarterback team. Right here, get him a situation. One thing about Purdy, where he's not a good quarterback, is he doesn't have a fast release, and you can get coverage sacks like that. So he actually goes ahead and no huddles, and I think what I did is I decided to go and light this guy with a blitz. So basically I blitzed all, and I got this edge pressure guy coming off. I've got a quarters type situation, and my responsibility is to cover this guy because everything's matching with this cover 3 match. And you could see basically he's not able to get the ball, and I get my first turnover against this guy, my first turnover and down. So next series, he's got 1 minute and 15 seconds left. He's down by 2 scores, but he is getting the ball in the second half. So in this type of situation, he basically, if he scores 7 points, he's back in this game. You know what I mean? He's completely back in this game because he's going to get the ball in the second half. Now I go ahead and blend something, and I use the basically the cover 6 with the man coverage, the cover 6 Willie against him, just to try to catch him off guard. Got some matching principles underneath. If I would have swapped up my linebackers on 2 different sides, this might have been an interception, but you can see the one defender came down and smacked that little angle route right there with the verticals on the backside. So now he actually jumps back into an empty set, and I decided to go ahead and man match my defenders up onto the inside receivers. And my responsibility is to kind of watch this guy vertically, and if he crosses over, I'm going to follow him. But if he does a quick little out or goes to a corner, I'm not going to follow that guy. I'm just going to play in the middle of the field. So I've got basically double teams on the inside wide receivers, and I'm saying on the outside, just try to beat me over the top. You can see right here he's got a little crossing. I'm going back to the backside. Go ahead and send this guy down, and he's running with his quarterback. So as part of his scheme was to take up this quarterback. If you didn't see it, he's just going to take off this quarterback, which, you know, in that type of situation, what you do is you start, QB containing, spying up. So set that up. He hit me with a little whip on the inside. Nice little completion. Goes ahead and takes a timeout to save a little clock. 1st and 10 down on the 50-yard line, 48-yard line. Go ahead and set this up once again. Same coverage, but I think I might have set up hard flats. So here's the adjustment I did that was a little bit different. As I did hard flats out here opposed to those seam flats, basically saying, hey, if you're going to roll out, I'm going to have a guy out here that I can send after you if you roll out, because he kept rolling out. So I'm going to have basically hard flats out there if he keeps rolling off to the right. And you can see he actually does. And now I've got these two guys playing. He probably could have thrown this route right here, but he's actually chasing right here. I'm coming down and looking for any kind of thing. He's crossing over the middle of the field. He's really got nowhere to go with it, and right there he gets rid of the ball. So with the hard flats, it actually stopped what he liked doing. He's got his 3 wide receivers on this side, and he's got his 2 over here. And I think what I did is to still set up with the same defense with the hard flats and cross-manning the guys right here. And the seam was actually open, and he throws the whip underneath the seam. So he's got to look at those seams. It's like if there was any kind of critique I would have with this guy's offense is that he's not peeking seams as his first read. He's waiting for his primary routes to develop. So jumping basically a Willie right there. He quick snaps a run. Then he goes ahead and runs the ball down again. I go ahead and go back into the Willie cover 6. I like this just because it kind of catches people off guard. He actually throws the flat, and I'm able to go ahead and get him for a no gain or get him 2nd and 10 situation against him. And basically we've got this crossfire 3 going on. Now I just blitz the house against him, and I'm matching up. And my defender actually just comes out there and actually catches that little out right there. And Humphrey gets an interception, a huge interception for me in that type of situation. And I'm able to go ahead and take this house and go up by another score. So up 21-0 against this guy. I rarely get like a pick sixes like that, but I'm able to go ahead and get that. And he just didn't make a good decision. And this is basically what shut out the game. So he's got 9 seconds left. I'm just like, okay, you're not going to beat me over the top. I'm going to use my safety, just run basic man coverage. He throws right into my man defender. I haven't shown a man the entire game. And right there, he just quits out. So wanted to go show you guys this gameplay, what I was doing against this guy. He was a scrambler out of empty. He doesn't have the fastest quarterback and the best release, but he made pretty good decisions. But after started hard flatting that guy with that cover 3 and man matching my inside linebackers, he had some troubles with it. So once again, guys, I want to thank you for your support. Until next time.